Hello, it's Bio here from the Instant Offline Guru Academy, and what I want to reveal to you in this implementation video are 5 steps that you need to take to get more of the people that you speak to on board, investing in themselves with whatever services or products you're offering as a local business consultant. One of the big challenges that makes people feel like they lack confidence, that doesn't allow people to actually go out there and actually make the money you could really be making, is the fact that you may have spoken to many business owners and suffered a lot of rejection. You may have heard that business owners don't have the time of day and they're just going to dismiss you, just out of their face, so as to speak. It may be that you don't have the confidence to go out there and actually talk, have the discussions, and make the offers of help that you know deep down can actually help business owners. Well, whatever those situations are, whatever's causing it, I'm going to give you 5 steps now that you can take so that when you do speak with business owners, you increase the likelihood that they'll actually invest in themselves and spend money with you. Okay? When you don't do these things I'm about to reveal, all sorts of problems happen. Number one, your confidence level doesn't exist, or it doesn't grow, because the more people you speak to, and the less conversions you get, the less people come on board, the harder it becomes for you to actually go out there next time and make it happen. And when you don't make it happen, you don't make the money that you can make from offline consulting. And when that doesn't happen, then the decisions you make in life about what you do, how much money you spend, and all of those things that are really important, which are really the reasons why you do what you do as an offline consultant or local business consultant, all those decisions get taken out of your hand, and then you're forced to do things based on your circumstances. I think that's really wrong. The reason why I think it's wrong is there are so many businesses out there that could use your services right now, if only you understood what you needed to do to make those things happen. And so this implementation video is just one of those that I want to put out there that hopefully will help you gain some of that confidence back, will give you clarity of focus on what you need to do to get more of the business owners you speak to on board and working with you. Okay, so let's get started. So this is about how to get new offline, and when I say new, I just mean people that can pay for new work, whether they're existing clients or they're people that you haven't met yet, you meet for the first time. But this also applies to whether you're starting out afresh or whether you've been in this game for a while but things just aren't happening. And I'm going to show you how to do it fast, and that's why it's just in 5 simple and easy steps. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it fast, and if you take these, I guarantee you will get results. Okay, these are the 5 steps you need to get more people on board. Let's get started. The very first step is that you've got to make sure that everybody that you speak to about doing business with you potentially, that you've pre-qualified them. And so it's important that you pre-qualify every single business prospect that you talk to. I don't care what sort of marketing or advertising you're using. You want to make sure that when you're in front of someone, or if you've got them on the phone, they have been pre-qualified to talk to you. If not, it's a waste of your time, waste of your effort, waste of your money, and you still will get bad results, which again translates into all the things that I spoke about earlier on. You will not have a business that serves you. You'll have something you're wasting your time on that really doesn't give you the sort of financial freedom and confidence that you need. And the two go hand in hand, by the way. Your confidence leads to you doing better in what you're doing as an offline consultant, and that means you make more money, which then gives you the freedom to do the things you really want to do. And I know that nobody talks about the mind elements and the mind aspects of what we do as business consultants, but you cannot separate one from the other. So make sure that you pre-qualify every single business prospect that you speak to. Do it in person, do it over the phone, do it in your marketing materials, do it absolutely everywhere, so that anytime you're having a discussion about a selling discussion, that it's with people that are highly likely to do business with you if you follow through on the rest of the steps that I'll show you now. So let's look at step number 2. Step number 2 is about taking the time to talk about, and I borrowed this concept from Stephen Covey, the famed author of Habits of Highly Effective People. Seek first to understand, which means take the time invest the time in understanding the problems that the business is going through, what it's costing them, and all those sort of things that show that you care. This is the fastest way for you to become a trusted advisor. Okay, discuss their problems with them. Don't just assume, because you know what assuming does, don't you? So discuss their problems, because by doing that, you're going to show them that you understand them and that you care enough about them to learn about what their situation is. And on top of that, if you fail to do this, you're probably practicing consulting malpractice, because you'll be prescribing something you don't really know works. You probably say it's a mobile website, or they need Facebook, or they need SEO. How the heck do you know that if you haven't taken the time to listen to them, understand their situation and their unique business, and you're prescribing things? And this is where I disagree with some of the knuckleheads that I come across in forums, that they just talk about the fact they want to go out and cold call. And they also have people that sort of support them in saying, yeah, cold calling works. I've absolutely loved it for the last 20 years I've been doing it. Well, good for you. But in this business we're in, it's about relationships. It's about building those relationships, and the way you do it is, it doesn't mean you have to, have a discussion going with someone for like the next 90 days, 3 months or whatever, but it just means you take the steps to go through the simple process of consultative selling, which is exactly what I'm showing you here, which allows you to be confident in what you're doing and allows you to grow your business a lot faster. So the second step is take the time to understand, to discuss the business with them, their problems, and what it's costing them and causing them. Let's look at step number 3. Step number 3 is another thing that I run into sometimes very involved discussions with people about, not only in forums but even with business owners themselves. And this is actually about investing the time to show people why the problem exists and how some of what they're doing right now may not be working. Yes, we know that these tools that we often talk about, mobile websites for instance, that they can be beneficial, but imagine this situation whereby I was talking to someone whose clients are really senior citizens and female senior citizens. Yes, they have smartphones, but really where they go to look for information, if it's not word of mouth, it's in the local magazine. So being in front of that sort of person and talking about the fact that they must have mobile marketing, or they must have a mobile enabled website, beg your pardon, will be wasting my time, will be wasting their time. And you'll be pummeling your credibility into the ground if you believe that because they don't have a mobile website or a mobile enabled website, they're missing out. You'll be doing yourself a great disservice and doing them a disservice too by wasting their time. So what you have to do, what should you be doing, is showing to your offline prospects why whatever problems they have right now, why they exist, and how some of what they're doing right now may actually be contributing to the problems that they have. So it may be that they're doing too much of something, or they're doing things too irregularly, or they're not doing things that they need to do. But it's all down to education. Now you might say, well, I've heard about this education thing in the past. Well, how well are you using it, utilizing it in your business currently? There's a big difference between knowing something from an academic level and actually knowing how to do it and doing it in the real world. Let's look at step number 4. Step number 4. Now, this is future pacing, and I've let out a clue there about what this is about. But future pacing is effectively letting your business owner know what things could look like when those problems no longer exist. Okay? If I were a doctor and you came to me and I was trying to get you to stop smoking, I can say, well, you know what, you'll be able to complete that half marathon you wanted to do to raise money for charity. You'll be able to do other things. Well, that's what future pacing is about. So I call it future pacing for profits. And in this step, the 4th out of the 5 steps, what you'll do is just on an emotional level, not a logical level, on an emotional level, you've got to paint a picture of what the world would look like when either that problem or those problems are solved. And that's future pacing for profits. And by the way, this is part of also what's revealed in the what's it called now, how to gain the authority of a specialist training. By the way, it's more than just putting yourself out there. You have to do things in a systematic way, and this is just a part of that. Just in response to some questions I had, I said I was going to include it in this implementation video. So step number 4 is future pacing for profits. And the final step, step number 5, is that you have to make an offer. You must make an offer.